Those cameras they used at Mania were pretty sick when they got them in the
Yeah,
ring.
that was insane.
Yeah.
That looked good.
Yeah.
I did appreciate that. I think that they stopped. They couldn't get the focus right on the main event, which I noticed. And then Roman was out of focus, and they had to switch to the hard cam, I think. Which it still looked fine.
No. Yeah, you can't beat their production. It's...
Oh, no, they're like... Yeah, right now they're definitely doing some good stuff with the production. I can't complain. Not allowed to complain.
You can't. That's what the internet wrestling community is about. I feel like probably they'll start up with something after Backlash, from where Backlash is so close.
Yeah.
After, and they want to do the draft and all that other stuff. That's probably where stuff will go after that. I mean, he's going to end up on SmackDown. I don't even know why they're really questioning it.
Draft is already next week. I mean, unless they switch Priest and Cody. I think switching Priest to SmackDown would be more interesting than... But then again, I guess either of them going to SmackDown would be more interesting.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, really, I think it's going to boil down to where in 6-7 months who does Netflix want on Raw?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that.
Yeah, because I mean that's where they're going to go, and especially I know you've been talking about on here bouncing around the title and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like Cody, with his run, he needs at least a year.
A year?
At least a year.
Just tired of this long reigns, man.
I get that, and I kind of am to a point, but I feel like with a 2-year long story, he needs a decent payoff.
I guess. I don't know. I just want to see some shenanigans. Welcome back to Midwest Midcard. This is episode 62.
Bang.
If this is your first time listening or watching, make sure that on YouTube you leave a like, click the subscribe button, leave a comment, share this with your friends, share this with your neighbor, with your grandma, with your coworker.
Grandma's gonna love us.
Yeah, share this with your coworker that you don't really fuck with. But,
yeah.
You're like...
And if this is your first time, where you been?
Where have you been?
Like I'm the backup guy. I'm the backup QB. Where you been for the starters?
I know, right? Man, Brennan loves to miss. I mean, if it's your first time, this is not a regular host, but he's become a part of the show in a way.
Yeah. I am your undisputed champion, by the way.
He is the current predictions champion. I normally throw on the name, and you can see it on there.
Yeah.
What else? What else do I normally say at the beginning? I don't know. Just on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review.
That's right.
Or you know what? Just leave a review. I mean, 5 stars would be great, but just at least leave some feedback.
Do you still do the polls?
I tried to, yeah.
Sure yeah, get interactive. Literally anywhere that you can listen or watch this podcast. This is where it's at. Everybody else has got their own opinions out there on this wonderful thing we all love to watch and comment and bitch about on Twitter or X. Fucking Elon. So join in. Follow, listen. You got Eric Carlos, you got LDC, you got Grown Ass Baby, you got Midwest Midcard. Join the party.
Hell yeah. I hate to yap. I like to just get right into it.
Bang.
We can so here's the dialogue for the past couple days, which this is what I see. I think everyone has a different, everyone sees different things online. Mm-hmm. I like to think that we all see similar things because there's a lot of people that I interact with that interact with other people, and they interact with the things that I see. So I'm like, okay, I feel like we're all seeing this because not only am I seeing this within my circle, but also there's a bigger account that's interacting with it too. So I'm like, okay, we're all kind of similar pages.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like some of the people, sorry for the fucking tangent. I used to do YouTube videos.
Carlos Pipebone.
I used to do YouTube videos back in 2011, 12, probably 13. And there was a core community that existed that I knew about, but also there was people that I interacted with, but also I knew there was other people that other people interacted with, and there's some people that I still interact with to this day, like talking about like my boy Mir. There's this guy Chase Oliver. There, there's some other people that I can't really think of their names right now, but whatever. There's people that have been around that I know of, that I have known of for like a while, but then I know like that was my core people.
Yeah.
And Twitter is much different because I feel like a lot of the accounts that I interact with that are smaller accounts interact with the bigger ones,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we're all looking at the same thing. Maybe we're not. Then again, who knows? No. There's also like 57 accounts that are like, reports are that fucking Triple H is giving somebody a blowjob in the back. And it's like, okay, like I've seen this report from like 57 people.
Yeah.
Like, who is reporting this?
Everybody, unfortunately, we've kind of reached the point where everybody who comments on wrestling or whatever, they want to believe that they're Meltzer and got like the insider scoop, so they want to comment on that. And I get it, like being behind that curtain to some degree is great, but like not everybody's got that role.
Yeah.
So know your role and shut up. And like when it comes down to that and other people having the same views, it boils down to some people's favorite matches and stuff. You got people who live and breathe death matches, but they would love to watch a Bret Hart match. You got people who would love to watch something like a blood sport, like combat and knockout and submissions, but they would love to watch some spooky Undertaker shit. Like it's just everybody's got a taste, but they also fuck with other stuff.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue right now, and again, we'll get into it. Biggest issue right now, I think, amongst people like me, I don't have a platform. I don't think that this is like a huge platform, but I do think that I can create a platform for myself, and I can go out and I can spew like a bunch of shit and be like, oh, this guy fucking sucks. This person fucking just needs to stop wrestling and all that shit. And then I can just turn around and be like, oh, I'm actually working heel. And it's like, motherfucker, you're not a wrestler, okay?
Nah.
You're not working heel, all right?
Yeah.
And I'm referring specifically to this one guy that was shitting on Liv Morgan. I'm not even going to fucking give him the attention because I'm already giving somebody else attention.
I seen that douche, by the way.
He was hating on Liv Morgan, and he was just like being like just mean, man. He was like, I hope she gets injured. Whatever.
She did have a great comeback, though.
Yeah. She was like, I don't listen to this guy. He's jerking off into his socks or something like that.
He's pleasuring himself into his socks to me. Trust me.
That's right. And like, I mean, it sounds fucking shitty, but like, I mean, of course he is. I mean, look at her. Yeah. But anyway,
hi, Liv. I know you're not listening and you don't give a fuck about me, but
the point of it all is, you are not a worker, man.
Nah.
If you have a strong opinion about somebody, just keep it at that. You know what? I don't fuck with this person because of these reasons. But a lot of times, the people that have like strong opinions about one guy, it never comes off like...
Nah. I'll tell you right now. I'll put myself out there for everybody. There is a certain AEW wrestler who used to be a WWE champion, who used to be an AEW world champion, who is a current Japan champion. I don't give a fuck about him. Don't like his matches. But guess what? I'm not on Twitter losing my shit, making YouTube videos, making TikToks to tell you how much he fucking sucks or should die or anything other stupid shit. Your opinion don't matter. Shut the fuck up.
And the other thing is that at the end of the day, you know what? It's not like, if you want to not like something, cool. And I'm not even saying like, enjoy all wrestling. I think that's bullshit too.
Yeah.
I think that if you don't want to enjoy a part of wrestling, that's fine. But just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, Brennan don't like women wrestling.
He doesn't say anything.
Every time a woman comes on, his TV makes the same sound as Kevin Nash's knees. Click, click, click. He doesn't want it.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, he's not out here hating on women, man. He's just... he can't defend himself.
He's not like Patrick the Heel with Natalia.
Yeah, oh my God. But see, like, at least he stands on business, man. He doesn't fuck with Natalia. But he's not like, I hope she fucking hurts herself. He's just like, all right, she's not around. That's cool with me. I don't really fuck with her. But also, like, that's kind of mostly harmless fun. I mean, there's levels to it.
Yeah. There truly is.
So, and I don't even know if this was a thing. I'll say that. But, so to get into Raw, Raw has had this format recently that I think they've kind of mastered. They've made, opener, the middle where that's kind of like whatever. And there's like the end, and there's a main event that is normally like very, very strong, I would say. I think that Raw has had a lot of strong main events. Probably for the past months, maybe 2-3 months, I would say.
No.
Very, very good main event. I love that. I love this shit. Sami Zayn, they did that shot, which I think is kind of a flex, but I do have a critique about Jey Uso running. He ran away from the grind. Will Ospreay.
Real quick on that, did you see Kevin Nash's comments on that?
Kevin Nash, listen, you cannot listen to a worker, man.
I usually don't, but he apparently was like on his podcast. Don't listen to it. He was talking about how stupid it was of Ospreay to run from the grind and go for bigger money and less dates. I was like, you mean your ass in WCW?
I know, that's his gimmick. That's like why he's mad.
You literally went to Hall and was like, how much they paying you? You got to work how long? Shit, where do I sign?
Nash and Hall used to do this thing where they would tell the lower card guys to ask for a raise so that because they had clauses in their contract that would make it so they would get paid more because the guys got paid more.
Like, man, like as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, I get it. You're going to bat for Triple H and that's like your best friend or whatever. But dude, you had to realize like you're literally the pot calling the kettle black.
No, man, he's doing tricks on it. That's what he's doing.
Stupid.
He's doing tricks on it, man. He loves that Triple H dick in his mouth, man.
Big Daddy Cool's been puffing on exhaust, let me tell you.
Sami Zayn. So they do this shot. All right, Jey Uso, who's he running from? He's running from somebody. Oh, the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
He's running from Judgment Day. He's like awkwardly like walking to the back, and I'm like, where is this? Is he just like getting in a car? Is he about to leave?
Yeah.
Like, is this like DoorDash outside? And he's like, oh shit, I forgot. What the fuck is going on? He goes outside, pushes a guy on his way out, by the way. Right. Yeah. I think he was trying to like get a picture or something. And that's why like he was kind of like, fuck out of here, man. Finds Sami Zayn, and they're kind of like looking at the arena, and then like Sami Zayn does this like fucking triumphant, like one of the coolest entrances I've seen, honestly. Not even theatrics or anything. It was just like a cool setup to have him like come out from outside the arena into the arena to the crowd and like getting all the crowd like hyped up like around the like concessions and shit. I think that was really, really sweet. Fucking incredible main event, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Is this how many have? They've had a couple, at least one more match, Zayn and Gable, right? I feel like they have.
One-on-one, I think they've had one or two.
It was the gauntlet.
Yeah.
That's
I was going to say, I don't know if they've truly had a one-on-one. I know there was a gauntlet, but I couldn't remember exactly.
Yeah, good shit. The finish I wasn't super crazy about because Sami didn't have a lot of momentum going into the haluva kick. No. And he was selling the leg, so, it is what it is. But he hits it, pins him, goes to celebrate with his family, and then Gable fucking German suplexes him out of his wife's hands.
Chad Gable literally must have spent all of Monday watching Kurt Angle TNA highlights.
He was intense. Like, coming out, Bronson Reed's like talking shit to him. He's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, no, I gotta do an Australian accent. Doesn't matter who it is. I'm going after you. He fucking blew him the fuck out. I'm sorry.
Pause.
Phrasing. He blew him off. As in,
damn.
He was like
past Kevin Nash down there on Triple H.
Yeah, right. Damn, a lot of it doesn't matter. Bronson Reed is like talking shit, so Gable did not give a shit. He just walked to he walked in. He did do the shoosh taunt in the ring, at least.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. He looked pretty intense.
An intense Gable is like scary because he's a legit athlete.
He can out wrestle most guys in the roster.
Yeah,
I feel like he'd probably give Brock a run for his money.
It would be close, and that's the thing. Like him and Otis are both legit Olympic wrestlers, and they've been given the comedy thing, and now Gable's starting to turn that just a little bit. And he could be nasty.
I like to see. I think Woods is actually a pretty decent wrestler too.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him try to like shoot on somebody. Just to see. I know he's tried to wrestle Gable before. I do think Gable is like a better wrestler than him. I just don't think that he's like a. I think Woods can catch him. You know,
it might be close.
And I know that Ziggler is like really fucking good too.
Yeah, I think Xavier was actually supposed to wrestle Cody in the Georgia State Finals, and he got hurt before he faced Cody.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So
too.
I'm kind of wondering how good Cody is too.
Well, and right, I don't know because it doesn't seem like he did it after high school.
I don't believe so, but
because Ziggler had like the Kent State. I think he still has the Kent State win record.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's really fucking good. That's like a D2 school or something like that. Are they D1?
I want to say they're D1, but
let's check.
Fact check. Sorry to all you Kent State alumni. I'm really not sure.
I actually really wanted to go to
I
Kent
don't
State.
know anything about the state of Ohio.
I wanted to go to Kent State, man. I went to do a visit, and when they say like, oh, whenever you go, you just kind of know. That's kind of how I felt, but it was like, I don't know. I was just like, I'm not trying to spend all this fucking money and shit.
Exactly.
All right, Kent. Let's see, Dolph. What is his name? Nick Nemeth.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler wrestling record. No, his win-loss record. No, because that's wrestling.
Yeah.
Kent
That's
State.
cage match. We don't do that.
Yeah, we don't read cage.
What are we, Tony Khan?
Damn. Okay, so he's
in the Hall of Fame, man.
Kent State Hall of Fame, man.
As a senior. Damn.
It just says that he got inducted as a senior. Holy shit.
As a senior, he helped the Golden Flashes to a MAC regular season title.
I see what you're
So
saying.
they're in the MAC. That's, I believe, is D1.
He got inducted in 2016 into a Hall of Fame. Let's see. Let's do F. Oops. How do you do F3 on this computer? Whoops. I just want to find them page, man. Well, there you go. WWE wrestler Dolph Ziggler is a KSU graduate, World Wrestling Entertainment SmackDown wrestler, and two-time World Heavyweight Champion. Dolph Ziggler is a Kent State University graduate. Ziggler, whose name is Nicholas Theodore Nemeth, studied political science.
Full legal name. Nice.
Before becoming one of the most popular wrestling stars in the WWE Raw. Well, that's kind of contradicting. He's a SmackDown wrestler, but he's one of the most popular wrestlers in Raw.
I feel like this was written like 10 years ago.
Among his many talents,
you might just have to look up the school itself.
Yeah, this might take a while.
Nah.
I know he has like the win record. However, it's a very fun career. Yada yada.
Oh man, that's a old. Let me see.
Let's see. Alumni profile. Kent State University. Nick Nemeth. Dolph Ziggler. He holds. Okay, here it is. As of 2003, he held the record for the most wins in Kent State's wrestling history with 121 wins.
That's ridiculous.
Now, as far as like, is Kent State D1? Kent State Athletics MAC.
They are Division One. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's the real deal, I guess.
It doesn't get any crazier than a D1 athlete.
But I don't remember him like trying to go to the Olympics or anything. I feel like that's like the next step.
No,
right?
I think he probably knew this was his calling because I I think besides the comedy stuff, I don't think he really has dipped his toes in much.
I don't think he's a good comedian. Hot take. Dolph
I haven't
Ziggler's
really seen any of it.
Dolph Ziggler's comedy's not that good.
Yeah.
You can't be hot and be funny. I'm convinced. You can't. I mean, yeah, I know you're like wrapping your brain around it.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Because even
Amy Wong is pretty hot. Or is it Amy Wong? No, Amy Wong's a chick from Futurama. I'm wrong. Sorry, guys. I know it's Wong. I know that's what her last name is.
I guess like Aquafina. Yeah. I don't know. Some people don't consider her funny. I think she is funny. I think she's attractive enough.
Gilbert Gottfried. What a legend.
What's the fuck? What the hell? Who am I thinking of? Matt Rife. I know like a lot of girls like him.
Yeah.
But then also like after a while they were like, well, he's actually not that funny. You know, I think he's funny enough. But most of it he was coasting on just being hot.
Yeah, he definitely has a huge woman demographic, but then he apparently does not like that.
No, so it was a whole thing. He made a domestic violence joke. It was kind of in poor taste, not framed very like. It was just listen. I'm not saying that you can. I'm not saying that you should do domestic violence jokes. I'm saying that there is like a. I think that a good comedian can probably get away with it,
Yeah.
but it has to be like perfect, like the perfect joke. And also, if most of your audience is women, I don't think that making a domestic violence joke is like.
It's definitely not the smartest thing to do.
I think that's in very poor taste.
You're definitely alienating your offense. Your
sure.
audience, not offense.
Your
audience.
He's all about football, man.
Yeah.
Football season, man. All right, so I don't know. Now I wanted to show you something. I don't know if you've read it, but I want you to read it to me because I want your reaction to it.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is true or not, but this was what the streets were saying. The Twitter streets were saying that this guy's reaction to Chad Gable turning on Sami Zayn is what prompted him. And now actually, it's probably not that exactly, but I know that this came after Raw. It was what prompted him to say this. Now, this guy is a contributor to, I think he writes for. All right, so this person goes by the name of Suit Williams. Wrestling columnist, Voices of Wrestling, and one F for the what I think that's Wrestling Observer, right?
I think so.
All right. So anyway, yeah. I mean, not much to say about him. He's contributor, so he writes for them. I don't think that he like works for them. He's just like. It's hard to explain what his like.
He's like a freelancer.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try to. Can you read that?
That one right there.
Yeah. So start with this one, right? Oh, shit. Okay. Well, there you go.
The one
right here. I think.
Oh, okay. I think I've come to terms on the fact that I am a full-on WWE hater. There was a point where I thought I would be happy if the product was better. But when they win, they make sure everyone else loses. So I don't want that company to do well. I don't want them to succeed or be booked well. I want them to embarrass themselves constantly so that I can point and laugh at them. That's what would make me the happiest.
He followed it up with another tweet right here.
There's no kind of honest better than being honest with yourself. I feel a weight off of my shoulders.
Well...
So, dude, what the hell? Like, you realize that's the largest company in the world. If they fail, if they humiliate, it brings down the whole product. It doesn't draw people to be like, oh, man, I'm going to go watch somebody else's shit. Because guess what? When they were doing bad, AEW was still drawing less than half a house. So it wasn't like that was doing any better. Unfortunately, TNA, who I like, they haven't been drawing more than 2,000 in a crowd for years now. New Japan, all the way in another country. You got to get up at 3 a.m. to watch. So, like, if you don't hope that these companies succeed on a national level, all you're doing is pushing people away from a product that eventually you will be without, and you will have to survive off of the classics you pull from YouTube and Peacock and wherever the hell else. That is the top company in the world. They succeed, everybody eats.
I'll say this, which I think this is a fair point to make. If you don't like WWE, that's completely fine. Like, don't watch it. I will say that a lot of companies eat because of WrestleMania week as a whole.
Absolutely, that whole weekend, like all the legend meet and greets, like big time wrestling and stuff that we have around here that they bring up there. Everything eats. GCW, their shows.
I mean, just about any, like, I feel like BLP run shows. There's like a ton of things. I know, like HOG, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Of course, GCW runs like a whole, slew of like fucking events. People that don't get booked normally like that much, like smaller indie wrestlers, will get a booking WrestleMania week in Philadelphia Philadelphia this year. They will get a booking because there's so much fucking wrestling in the city, like the week leading up to Mania and like the Monday after. Yeah. And that's not to say like, oh, you should always be watching WWE and enjoying it. No, I think if it sucks, critique it, No. It's fine. I think that it sucked for a while.
No, I get it. I 100% get, like, if it's not your cup of tea. There's a lot of people that, like I said earlier, they want a hardcore thing or they want a technical thing. And that you can go out and find what you're looking for. You don't have to like this particular company or whatever. But to hope for the downfall, that just going to kill the whole thing.
I think this is extremely unhealthy, man.
Yeah, it's no good. Like,
well, I think it's so healthy for him to fucking. Why are you so invested in hating?
He literally wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, going on 5 sentences to explain how much he fucking hates a company that, according to his profile, allows him to have a job.
Essentially. Well, and that's another thing. As a reporter, I don't know what his qualifications are. I don't want to be like, well, you're a journalist, you should like hold yourself to like certain standards.
No.
Because a lot of journalists do have agendas. No. It is what it is. But I think that it's hard for me to trust somebody that is like reporting on something that has like a lot of different options, and for them to be like, I actually hate this specific option. That doesn't seem like why would I trust anything they say, right? Because they have biases.
It would be like an ESPN reporter only commenting on how much they love European basketball, but not making comments on college basketball, women's hoops, the NBA. Like, you have options if you don't want to watch this or this type of product, because the NBA product is different than the college product, but yet that's what you like. That's fine, but don't hate on the downfall.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it also is like, if I got to the point where like, you just want to report on AEW, that's fine.
Yeah, that's like perfectly fine.
To be like, oh, I fucking hate WWE. It's like, and also, man, like, just fucking go take a cold shower, go outside, touch grass. Yeah. All that stuff.
Quit sleeping with your sister and just,
I know this one guy replied to him and said, have you considered getting some bitches? Which I am with him on that. Yeah. But he had a reply to that, so I want you to also walk me through this one.
This idea that WWE fans get pussy by the boatloads is hilarious to me. You people unironically call a tall Australian goth woman mommy and solve QR code puzzles to figure out when Bo Dallas is showing up to TV, and you think you're the cool ones.
First of all, nobody implied that anybody's getting pussy by being a WWE fan. Just wanted to say that. Just want to put that out there. Okay, nobody said that. They just said, hey, by the way, my guy, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
He followed it up with one more thing. first tweet, I was like, you know what? Fair. You want to be a hater?
No.
Fine. Sure. But this... can you finish yourself with the last one?
WWE were the only game in town for 20 years, and the shit they did embarrassed everyone. Their influence in the genre is so great that too many people ape their style, and now we're here. I don't care what The Rock told you. Wrestling will never be cool. That's WWE's fault.
Damn. Listen, wrestling is not mainstream, and you're right. But like you said, if WWE fails, the rest of it kind of fails too.
Yeah, I also want to point out WWE was never the only game in town, except for maybe 2, maybe 3 years in like the early 2000s, because TNA was started up in like 2002, 2003. TNA or WCW ended in 01. ECW ended in 01. WWE's always had somebody there. Now, have they had extreme national competition? That's debatable with some of the TNA runs, but to say they were the only option, they were the only thing you could watch. You didn't have indies, you didn't have Ring of Honor, you didn't have New Japan, All Japan, Noah, any of these. That's just shows that you've been in your mama's basement too long, watching her old VHS tapes. You know,
I think that if you wanted to look for it, you could find it. I mean, ROH had a crazy run. Like, after ECW died,
yeah,
ROH just kind of took over that spot of, like, hardcore fans.
Yeah.
And they had a pretty healthy company up until COVID, I want to say. I think that's probably what killed them eventually.
Well, once they decided, like, hey, we're going to, like, not renew people and just kind of let them do their own thing while we figure out our rebrand, which ended up being them selling. Like, they had a very strong hold on, I don't want to say independent, but like,
I mean, look at the fucking...
in between independent and like what you would consider New Japan and WWE.
I mean, look, the alumni that's in fucking WWE that comes from ROH, like we're talking about, like Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, like Steven. Yeah. Like all these...
Goddamn Punishment Martinez, motherfuckers.
He wasn't all in, man.
Yeah.
You forget that, like, ROH is a foundation of, like...
Joaquin Wilde.
Without... That's true. Zema Ion. Without ROH being as strong in the wrestling bubble as it was, you never get AEW. Like, exactly. That's just... You want to talk about butterfly effects? That's...
And now ROH is less than NXT to AEW. Like, they can fill it full and they can put their episodes out, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I wanted you to...
Yeah, that's just wild. That's somebody who, like Tony, should probably be locked out of their Twitter for a minute.
And I don't want anyone to, like, go and throw hate on this guy. I just want you to kind of, like, look at it, and then we can laugh about it, and then hope that he maybe, like, was like, all right, I was wilding, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not going to happen because he got the attention he was looking for.
He definitely did.
Moving on. Terrible news. We've gone for too long.
Oh, no, mommy. We got to talk about mommy.
Terrible news, man. Rhea Ripley is injured. And this is special to you because this means that Liv Morgan can continue her revenge.
Liv is going to finish her story. Let's fucking go.
It's coming, man. It's happening. It's happening.
It definitely sucks to see Rhea get hurt because she was on a roll. I do think that it definitely opens the door to see what they can do for a minute without her, because she has, like we've talked about before, kind of ran low on competition.
Yeah.
And this now opens up the door to maybe Liv winning it, or maybe they surprise everybody and somebody else gets it, and then we can bounce around that world title for a minute and see who can be a future champion or who can hold that and give Rhea a really good competitor.
Yeah. This is another respect to Liv. I think that she can hoop whenever she wants to. I just don't think that she's the heel champion to, like, take them into, like, the summer. honestly. I get the initial impact of having her win because she hurt Rhea.
Yeah.
But hurt in kayfabe. I shouldn't say hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
she hurt her in kayfabe. Whatever. However you want to look at it. I think this is the best thing that could have happened to Rhea Ripley. Because the return is going to go crazy.
Oh, it's going to go hard. And Liv, I don't want to say she's not, like, the one, but, like, now is the time to absolutely blow her up. Like, if she's going to go on Raw and cut some, like, nasty promo and let everybody know I'm the one who took out Mommy. Like, I'm the reason why Dominic's walking around here looking like a sad dog. Like, this is me. I did this. Yeah. And then really get the heat behind her. Like, no matter how much they love her, no matter how beautiful she is, whatever, they're going to turn. And then Rhea can come back and get the hero welcome.
So what about the Judgment Day? Are they baby faces at this point? Should they be? I feel like Damien's already like
Damien, he's riding a thin line. Finn and JD certainly aren't.
Yeah. And
Dominic's
Dom. Yeah. He had a good match with Andrade.
Dominic is hated more than Satan.
It's hard. Like, I think it's become like a meme to hate on him. No. So at this point, it's like near impossible. But I still maintain that if he were to save Ray from whoever, the pop would be insane. Yeah. I feel like people would go crazy for Dominic saving his dad. But he's got to have that mask versus her match. It needs to happen.
Yeah, that needs to happen first. But if he does it, then his face turn instead of maybe saving could be the embrace.
Yeah, I'm thinking, you know what? You could even let me put my booking hat on real quick.
Let's go, Russo.
Have the mask versus hair match. Have Dom win.
Yeah.
And then after he loses his mask, maybe, if Dom's still kind of affiliated loosely with Legado, maybe they're like humiliating Ray. They take his mask off, they start like jumping him, and that's when Dom is like, all right, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
And then he helps them, and then they embrace, and then you get, two for the price of one. You get the blow off to the feud, and then you get the...
I can see that. It'd be a lot, but it could definitely boost Dominic.
I don't want to dwell on this Rhea Ripley thing too much. I think it sucks that she's hurt.
Yeah. It's a blow to the Raw's women division more than anything, because like the title, you can make new champions. You can make it important, but it's a blow to the star power, and it's a blow to, because I mean Becky's not there right now.
Yeah.
And now Rhea's not. So, and you got Bianca, you got an injured Charlotte Flair still, but you got her, you got Asuka, you got Jade, you got all them on SmackDown. So Raw's a little lackful right now. Chelsea Green's the biggest star on Raw right now.
I was gonna say he's giving the title to Chelsea Green, and then like everyone's just wondering. I mean, I read this somewhere that everyone's just kind of wondering like, why the fuck is she the champion? Like, why she wins the title somehow, shenanigans. She does a like chicken shit heel thing. And then everyone's just like, why has no one managed to like beat this bitch, type shit. Anyway, moving on from that, real quick, the new tag team titles were introduced by Triple H in what some are calling not such a funny segment.
Yeah, it ran a little long.
I think sometimes like there's things that like they do loosely scripted that are really good, like when CM Punk and Drew and Seth were like having their back and forth, and then sometimes it just doesn't hit as much and you need to like script it a little more. I think this was one of those instances where the jokes were just not hitting as much. I think it was funny that I do find R-Truth funny, and I do think it was funny that he called Triple H Tommaso Ciampa. But then, like, the whole segment was just, like, weird,
Yeah.
And I'll be the first person to say, now I'm putting my hater hat on. I hate those fucking titles. I think they're ugly as shit. I do not like them. I don't think they look like the world title. And this might be a virtue of I don't know what they do. They polish them or they put some fucking like shine shit.
I think it's the lights.
Whatever they're doing, they're like reflecting something right to that, so you can barely see it. So it just looks,
because the world heavyweight title looked about the same, and you
Yeah,
had to
you're right,
really
yeah.
wait until they like. I think it was Shop put up like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what the title really looks like before people started noticing details. Because unlike you, I fucking love these titles. These things look great. Like, yes, I understand the coalition here with the world heavyweight title, but the world heavyweight title has lions. The tag team titles have griffins. There's instead of the diamonds around the WWE logo, there's a like shield. I love the red banners.
Yeah.
Like, I think they look sick. I personally, I put them in about the same tier as the AEW tag titles. I think they both look good.
the AEW titles are very, very. AEW does their titles really well. I think they fucking slaughtered the world title recently.
They done good with some.
Yeah, I love the international title. I think that's a beautiful title. I don't like that. What's the Triple Crown one called?
The
Continental
Classic Championship.
I think it's just Continental title.
It might be.
I don't like that title. I think it's ugly as shit.
It looks like the Cruiserweight title.
It's just awful, man.
Yeah.
It's right up there with like the light heavyweight title as far as like awful titles.
Yeah.
I do not like that title.
I wasn't a huge fan. I didn't mind it for a minute, but I wasn't a huge fan of how the TNT title always changed.
Oh, I fucking hate that title too. I think it's ugly as
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't hate the idea that it should change with every champion. I think that's kind of neat, especially like when Scorpio Sky, where the fuck is he? When he had it, is he still working there?
Who knows?
When he
I know
had
the
it,
boys don't. Sorry, Dalton Castle.
whenever,
I loved you in ROH.
whenever he was champion, they had the Lakers colors, right? And it was like
Yes,
purple and
yes.
gold.
Yep.
And then whenever who had the white strap? Miro had the white strap.
Miro
Yeah.
had white and green.
So I did like that
Yeah.
idea because then Darby had the black strap with less red accents or something.
Yeah,
It looked like
that.
slightly different.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't know. That title was doomed from the beginning when they put it on TV and it was unfinished.
I think I'm okay with like custom titles if like the person is like super over.
Yeah.
And you know it can really be something, but when it changed like a bunch, and especially when they like, I think was it Cody, he had like the one that was unfinished.
Yeah, he had the unfinished one, and then he
lost it to Brody, didn't he?
Yeah, but I feel like they finished it in between. Or did Brody win the unfinished one?
Yeah, because didn't they retire the red color for Brody?
Yeah, but then when did Sammy Guevara get it?
Too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe he beat Cody in his last match. Can you believe that shit?
Like, people talk about WWE not being able to get over Latino talent, but Jesus Christ.
Dude, fucking no. That's some... Sammy Guevara is fucking hardly Latino. Like, he is so far away.
They push him. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of his wife, but they push him as that, and
He's the Spanish god, right?
yeah, the Spanish god, lay sex gods with fucking 80-year-old Jericho. God, I hate you.
Tay, she's Latino for sure.
Yeah,
She's
Brazilian, isn't she?
Yep.
Yeah.
So she can come to the
You got tricked.
to the club.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I fucking hate those titles. Moving on from those ugly titles,
Shame.
I think it's cool. I want to see.
Shame.
I want to see the SmackDown titles. I want to see what they do. with those.
I'm really excited too. I love the look of them, and I'm hoping that the SmackDown ones look different.
Yeah.
Like, not just like a color accent thing with like the banners, but if they are, I'm not gonna hate because whatever.
I mean, they're a vast improvement on the pennies and the nickels.
I
man.
hated those. I think Bret Hart was the one who introduced those.
Yeah.
I hated them when they were pennies.
I feel like he looked unhappy when he. did it,
Because you know he's walking
he always
out
looks
there.
unhappy.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg. He walked out there holding those, and he knew they were trash, and
Yeah.
he knew that those were definitely not the titles him and Anvil held. But if I'm excited because those are the World Tag Team titles,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to go back to World and WWE
Really,
Tag
yeah.
titles. I like that name a lot more than, hey, we got SmackDown and Raw, because everything else has changed.
Yeah, because when they become exclusive, it's just goofy.
Yeah.
That's a bad Vince McMahon idea.
Yeah, it's
one of many. We can kind of, well, I don't want to dwell on this too much because we don't have that much time. I don't want to make this the longest episode ever. But Cody Rhodes is your WWE champion. It seems like he's the WWE champion, not the WWE.
They've been calling it that. They've been calling him the WWE champion, and then every now and again somebody else will go Universal.
Yeah. So SmackDown and Raw, to me, his promos were just like whatever. He did do the not, I don't know if he said it like this, but he's like, not to quote my wife, who the hell told you it was open mic, that bitch?
Love me some brandy.
I don't even know if I feel like that promo has gone from being from being bad to being so bad that it's good.
Yeah, it really has.
Because I look at it very fondly now, especially for the setup, because she's talking to Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
And
with Shaq in the ring.
Yeah, and they're here. Such a weird setup. Her other iconic one is, oh, so you a black belt? Well, I'm a black bitch. Man.
AEW never had riders, let me tell you.
Hey, huge pop for Brandy at WrestleMania.
No, she deserves it.
She probably got the pop of the night.
She deserves it.
She shouldn't be a wrestler, okay?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't need to be that, but she definitely deserves the pop.
No, I fuck with Brandy, and I think she's gorgeous.
If they would have brought out Pharaoh, that whole place would have tipped over.
Oh, I feel like that would have, the roof would have come off.
There was no roof.
They would have built one and taken off. Yeah, I'm not crazy about. I'm not gonna say like, oh, Cody, fucking his reign sucks. He's been champion for like
a week,
fucking 11 days or whatever. Yeah. I give it time.
Yeah.
And then let's see who his first feud is.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say we're looking at it on here. Yeah. LA Knight and AJ. Yes, either man definitely has either the in ring, because AJ is not as hot as he's been. If this was like 3 years ago and you'd see AJ against Cody for the title, you'd be shitting bricks.
Yeah.
But both of them in ring and popularity wise against Cody for that title, it'll be great.
I don't know if it'll be Backlash because I feel like that's coming like very, very soon.
Yeah. There's not a Saudi show before Backlash, is there?
Oh, no. But right after, there is something else. I feel like right after it's the maybe Clash at the Castle.
I was going to say, I know there's like, out of like the next 8 pay-per-views or PLEs, only one of them's in the States.
Yeah,
that's SummerSlam.
There's a ton of in between SummerSlam, though. I feel like there's like 4 maybe between SummerSlam.
Well, that makes sense. We're in April. You got May, June, July, August. So 4.
Okay. Well, I guess. The draft is next. I should have done a mock draft. No, I think we have time. Yeah, because the draft starts on Friday.
Yeah.
They're in Cincinnati, Ohio for SmackDown next week.
Bastards.
And CM Punk is going to be there. I'm fucking excited, man.
There you go.
Cody's going to SmackDown, probably.
Yeah.
Give him time to do something. I think the back and forth with LA Knight would be cooler than the AJ Styles one. I think that if you're gonna have AJ Styles, you might as well just bring like the club with him, I guess, or the OC. What are they called nowadays?
I think it's it.
Yeah.
But OC. I mean, he's distanced himself from him, have they not?
Yeah, but I mean, Tama Tonga's back. Maybe they're.
I know you're not as pumped. We talked about this before, but seeing Tama Tonga on my screen was pretty badass.
It was very shocking to me, but it was more like I was kind of like speechless. I think Tama Tonga is great.
Yeah.
I was just never like a GOD guy. Like I said before, I think the show even. I don't know if this is gonna be on the show or not.
Yeah, we were talking whether it's in the preamble or not. Who knows? But like legitimately, like I was shocked too. I rewatched the clip like probably 4 or 5 times, and I was waiting to see like how the people reacted. Then I listened to the commentary and stuff, and you hear Wade Barrett losing his shit, being like, "Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
that's Tama Tonga."
Yeah.
And they talked about Japan for a minute, and Corey Graves was losing it. And
he said that's the son of Haku.
Yeah, they calling out Haku was I mean, it definitely adds legitimacy to the people who don't know him, because Haku is the baddest son of a bitch that's probably ever been born. But and the fact that he told Paul, I got my orders from the tribal chief.
Yeah.
And just kind of like sprinkled in like, who gave you those orders?
Yeah. So like, was that Dwayne or was that? I mean, it wasn't Roman, but also like, is the tribal chief again? Is it Dwayne or is it like Solo? Is Solo the tribal chief? Are we gonna get Bloodline Hollywood versus Bloodline Wolfpack?
Damn.
I feel like if there was a Hollywood, that totally should be the one led by The Rock, right? That should be Bloodline Hollywood.
I mean, it should be Rock and Reigns, and they should be paired up to go against Tama and Solo. And then right when you think that The Rock and Roman's about to win, here comes the Samoan werewolf himself, and he joins Tama and he joins Solo. And
hell no. Jacob Fatu has to be coming soon. I would assume.
I mean, it's been reported at least.
Yeah, Zila Fatu. He's being groomed by
Booker T,
but he needs a lot of work. Like,
yeah.
I saw, and he's cool. I mean, he's great, and he's fucking scary. So, please.
We ain't talking shit, man. Trust me.
But
you and your 900 cousins, please don't fuck us up.
I watched him on the GCW show. He was on Clusterfuck. They did a Punjabi prison match. The Bollywood Boys, Violence is Forever, Zila and Jacob Fatu. No, it wasn't Jacob Fatu. It was fucking Juicy. The other dude, big dude that used to team with Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
and his Samoan SWAT team, team member. It was them, and then there was another team that I'm forgetting, and they Zila was there and he was doing his thing. He looked good. They did like a Doomsday Device spike, which looked really sweet. He definitely resembles his dad in the ring. He's like very explosive, but also like, I don't know if he can carry a match, because I feel like Solo has had some good matches in NXT. He also hasn't had a good one on the main roster. I'm only comparing because he's like the closest thing.
Yeah, I think the thing with the NXT and the main roster with Solo is in NXT he was by himself. They were trying to establish a new character, a new guy, stuff like that. Whereas on the main roster, they just immediately were like, "Oh yeah, Bloodline. Now he's an enforcer."
Yeah, he's just the enforcer.
No, which I mean, they've used him correctly for that. I mean, because he shows up, spikes somebody, and leaves. But it's just in presentation. He's still considered a badass.
So he's got to learn on the job.
Yeah,
he's got to carry the Bloodline, because I don't know if Heyman is gonna be like with them. Jimmy's probably gonna have to like get together with Jay.
Were you ready to see them like just kind of, in a way, force the Usos back together?
I mean, now they kind of have already forced them. I feel like Jimmy has to take his L's for a little bit before Jay can be like. Jay is still like, I don't know, like he's still like a sympathetic like character. As bad as the match was, Jimmy did try to like the storytelling was that Jimmy tried to like get Jay to like shake his hand and be like, "I'm sorry, like I'm done, like we're not doing this anymore."
Yeah.
And Jay kind of fell for it. But then again, Jay also was like, "I'm gonna fucking spear you off the stage."
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I think brothers fight, and it's gonna be really easy for them to fall back into like each other, I would say.
I wasn't exactly ready to see like them use Jimmy as a
fall guy.
Yeah, the sacrificial lamb, exactly. But
he might be just back with them next week.
He might be, but like it truly felt like they were like, cutting him out And then I was like, okay, well, like, if I was in Jay's shoes, like, we just fought at Mania, like, a week ago.
Yeah.
And I speared you off of a stage. I can't see me being like, oh, yeah, come on back.
Yeah, I feel you.
It feels like Jimmy's just kind of in the void, but I don't know.
Maybe they'll write him off for a while, and then he'll come back, and then... I think there is a slope. I don't think it's happening right away. I don't think that we're going to get the reunion right now. I think it'll probably be at least until like January, I want to say.
Maybe he comes in with Jacob, brings Jacob as like...
Yeah, maybe that's his backup. But I feel like Jacob would fit more into this Bloodline Wolfpack, you know?
He might, but I mean, I don't know. It might be like... Because they're both Fatus, right?
So Jacob Fatu... Solo and Solo and Jimmy are brothers, of course.
Yeah.
Jacob is like directly the the real cousin of like Rikishi and Jacob's dad are.
Is he? He's not the Tongan kids.
He might be. No. Jacob Fatu is like because Rikishi is Rikishi Fatu, so like he is like their cousin by like their fathers being related. I'm pretty sure he might be closer to Roman.
We need that fucking tree, Rock. I need to read this thing real quick.
Let me look at
because I'm pretty sure I thought somebody was the Tongan kids, which was
the Tonga kid. Tonga kid is, I think that is Jacob Fatu's dad.
I was pretty confident. Because there is a very massive family tree, but I mean, I'm trying to piece together who's.
Let's do some research. So let's see the Samoan, the Anoa'i family tree, right?
Yeah.
So this is my favorite. I actually look at this on Google quite often.
This is nuts.
So this is all right. So where are we at?
Okay, so
we have the Blood Pact at the top.
There's Rosie. There's Yokozuna.
So Afa.
There's Roman. Okay, Rikishi, Umaga, and the Tongan kid are all brothers. Jacob is the son of the Tongan kid.
There we go. Okay, so yeah, they're cousins.
Yeah, they're all cousins.
They're closer than because Roman's like their uncle, right?
Yeah, Roman is technically their uncle.
Yeah. So they're much closer. They are much closer to Jacob than they are to Roman, honestly, in all technicalities. I mean, I mean that's their uncle is Tonga.
They could, their uncle. They could literally be like, I went and got my Uncle Tonga. He made a call for me. And then here comes Jimmy out with Jacob, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Actually, that would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
But Solo is also he's as close to Jacob as.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like he would fit in the in this bloodline wolf pack. I don't know what to call them.
I don't know neither.
The blood pact. Ooh. And also, like, what name do you give Jacob Fatu? Just Jacob?
Yeah. I'd let him keep his whole name.
Duo Sikoa is the one that I saw. Fucking shout out Sandy.
Nice.
Sandy is the person that made that fucking Dragon Lee graphic. That's it. The Dragon Lee was a 69 on 2K. Motherfucker.
Oh shit.
They also made they made a graphic that was like, oh, look at it. How do they not know that Jacob Fatu is signed? Look at all the roster page, and it was like it said Duo Sikoa. It was fucking stupid.
You know how many people probably went on a Twitter rant because of that?
Yeah. Trinity Fatu Naomi. That's wild to me. What is she doing? Why did she help Jimmy? She could at least be like, can you guys stop?
I always thought it was a missed opportunity to not have her in the bloodline.
Yeah, you just need, especially since every faction has a token woman in it now.
I mean, like, especially at the point where, like, especially during, like, COVID and stuff like that, where it was just, like, Jay and Roman, and like they could have brought her in, and then maybe she starts getting successful, and you could have done some tension there with Jimmy or
she
something.
She could be the women's champion when everyone was like SmackDown champion.
Yeah.
Like she could be the women's champion too.
And the fact that they never brought her in, I always thought that was a missed opportunity. But
yeah,
I guess
I think people like her a lot.
Oh yeah,
that's probably why.
Yeah,
they just didn't want to risk like her being a heel, maybe.
Yeah,
and they lost her anyway. So
I mean, as soon as they said she walked out, people turned on her pretty quick. So I mean,
I don't know, man. One of the memories that I have from like I don't have a lot of I've been to a lot of shows, and this is not to be, I'm lucky that I've been to a lot of I'm blessed okay that I've been to a lot of shows. I was at a SmackDown show at the Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I think Naomi made her return, and she did this like a save. She saved Charlotte from getting attacked, I think by the Iconics, but I could be like completely wrong. And I was actually behind the commentary table for that show. I was excited. Not the best view because like those low rows are not the greatest, but regardless, I had a really good time. Naomi did her return, and she got a huge pop.
Oh, yeah,
like
I bet.
Crazy. And then whenever she returned at the Rumble,
that was a huge pop.
That was a big pop. But then she had a different return at the Rumble where she showed up. She had her natural hair, and like the clip kind of went viral and everything. And again, she got a huge, like a lot of, like I think people just like.
She was
really
truly surprised at the Rumble that people got as hyped for her and Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace was like, you could see her in her face, and she was like, "What the hell? Like, these people actually know who I am." I think a lot of them do. Anyway,
I think she had her an AJ moment. She's like, "What? Yeah. They know who I am? But this is awesome!"
Like, I think she also just looks really, really good.
Yeah,
and that's for someone to see her and be like, "Holy shit!" Like this, like she looks incredible. Yeah. Like I think she passes the airport test that I love to talk about.
Yeah,
which is an outdated. I know that's an old head thing for me to say, but
I mean, it's true.
The airport test is important, man. I think. I mean, Finn Balor passes the airport test. If you look at him, you're like, that motherfucker. So I don't know who he is. But
he does something.
Yeah. So and it's not a size thing, just a look. You gotta look special.
Yeah, he's not Jamie Noble.
Come on, man! Don't hate on Jamie Noble.
I know, ROH champion, love you, but I mean, like if I wasn't a wrestling fan and seen you in the airport, I'd think you were like a dad going on a business trip or something.
Bro, he pulled Nydia.
Congratulations!
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I gotta put a little bit of respect on his name. Yeah. Yeah, man. I think other than what I've shared with you, we already said that LA Knight and AJ Styles are going at it this week. What's your prediction on who's gonna win?
I feel like anybody against Cody right now is going to be the heel, and I don't think they want to push LA Knight as a heel right now, so I'm going to say AJ probably.
Okay. I'm just interested to see what kind of angle we're going to get on this AJ thing. Is it going to be... I want Cody to like kind of like cut deep to people and be like, I was the better, really short-lived Bullet Club leader. Because Cody was the Bullet Club leader for like a month or something like that.
No.
It was like whenever...
And a lot of people don't consider him because Kenny was still there.
Yeah, I think the Elite were fighting. But I feel like didn't he beat Kenny in a match for it? Or like... I don't remember the setup exactly.
I feel like they may have done something for it, but that's been a minute. And I've forgotten.
But I feel like he was definitely the leader. I hate to,
Nah, I mean...
Listen, man, if House of Torture... are in the Bullet Club, I think that Cody can be the leader.
Bullet Club,
cry me a river.
Bullet Club is 100% like the NWO in the 2000s. Everybody gets in.
But I was telling you about the Firing Squad, man. Not the Firing Squad. The fucking War Dogs. Gabe Kidd is you gotta watch out for him, man. He's up next. I think that
I've heard him cut some promos. He's pretty.
I mean, he's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that Moxley is the IWGP champion, but I feel like Gabe Kidd should have been like the guy that they should have invested their Gaijin stock on.
No.
Especially beating Naito. Like, come on, guys, it's fucking Naito.
This is kind of, yeah. I mean, this is also just a weird thing. I'm surprised they've never tried to tag that title up with Kenta.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's unreliable.
Like, I feel like when he came back and they did his heel turn and had him go with Bullet Club, like, what a time to go ahead and make him the world champion. Because Sonata didn't get, like, the best run or reaction.
Sonata is like their 2015 Roman Reigns, for sure.
So, like, I would, like, Kenta to me, like, what a, like, just a Japanese Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. I think Kenta used to be cool. Now I'm just kind of like, he had the opportunity to go against Punk and do business, and he was like, no. But then he also is like, well, fucking CM Punk, he's a bitch, whatever. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, if you're gonna do business, cool. But if you're not, like, just shut the fuck up. Yeah. I do like Kenta. I just, I'm a CM Punk fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Sue me. Cry me a river again.
I ain't got real glass, but this is a real title, real gold, baby, that Brennan doesn't have, because I'm a champ. Woo!
Congratulations to Jon Moxley for being the ace. I think he's done very well for himself. And I'm always happy to see a Cincinnati guy.
Congratulations on your title. Congratulations on your sobriety. Congratulations on your family. Congratulations on your hot wife. Any more than that, fuck off.
Whatever, dude. No, fucking, we are real Jon Moxley lovers here. Over here on this side, we're real Jon Mox. We're real BB. What is it? BCC.
We're the real BBC, babe.
We're BBC lovers here.
We're getting canceled.
We are real BCC lovers here. I should have worn my Blackpool comeback. I have a Blackpool comeback.
Is that legitimately? I don't. Not weekly. Is that still going?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. Because I know that they've had Claudio and Moxley kind of teaming, but I haven't seen Danielson be involved, and I haven't seen anything from Wheeler.
They need to. Well, see, I think in AEW, the factions work more like a... I think the way they do it in Japan... If you need
them, they will come.
Yeah, like in Japan, it's like there's like fucking 17 members of Chaos, and they all get like announced as Chaos members, but like they're never like all together, because I feel like Trent Beretta and fucking Okada were both in Chaos at some point. The only team that really like tagged along... Well, I guess LIJ... and Bullet Club both were like pretty tight, but there were some teams like fucking Suzuki Gun, fucking Chaos that were just kind of like, I never get to talk to my New Japan knowledge with anybody because Brandon doesn't know shit. Shout out to Brandon for not enjoying all wrestling. What's wrong with you, man?
How dare you hate women's wrestling?
Enjoy all wrestling. Wow, you know what? I'm gonna watch an episode of WoW just because.
I wish we could get him to watch NXT.
Yeah, NXT's fun.
Like, current NXT is like really good, and
it's
when
so
these
fucking goofy, man.
Yeah, and when these people like get up there, he's gonna hate on them like he has New Catch Republic.
Oh man, yeah, that's fucked up. I love Tyler Bate. Is like, he's incredible. Yeah. So, I'm Pete Dunne. I mean, what could I say about Pete Dunne? That has already been said.
I'm glad that he knows who Ilya Dragunov is, because like. Like, if you don't know who Ely is, like, I'm so ashamed of you.
That's
like,
a psycho, man.
Dude is mad talented. Everything he does is awesome. Him and Gunther on the main roster for the world title is gonna fucking make babies.
It's gonna do something for sure.
It will.
Sorry about that. Sheamus is back, and then, well, this is like my last 3 points. Sheamus is back. Welcome back, Sheamus. Dom
fella
versus he's back with fucking Too Many Limes with his old theme.
I know, I loved it. It was great.
I was very shocked. I was more excited about this song than I was about Sheamus.
Yeah.
I'm obvious. I think it's cool that Sheamus is back. I think that the mid-card scene needed a shot in the fucking shot in the ass? I don't know.
Yeah, shot right in the ass.
Or the main event scene needs something.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Sheamus is very
He's versatile.
Yeah, very versatile. There's the words.
And then the tag team 3-way was pretty incredible. I recommend anyone that cares about good wrestling, even if you are a WWE hater, to watch this match because it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And they're letting DIY do their fucking NXT Black and Gold stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'm,
And I could have predicted that to some degree because, I mean, those two dudes right there carried NXT. They were Triple H guys. And you got Triple H in charge, and you've got talented individuals like the Creeds who are like this generation Steiners.
The Creeds are like, especially Julius Creed. And you know what?
He's a freak.
Brutus could end up being like the breakout star.
Yeah.
But I think that you have... I don't think... What's a really successful tag team?
To me, they are a bigger, more athletic, but super credited version of Team Angle.
Yeah, for sure. It does, and this again, this is not to put any disrespect on Brutus Creed because I think he's great, but looking at Julius, you're like, they are like this guy, they cannot fuck him up. Like he will, like him and Braun, people like Roxanne. I think they're gonna take him into like the next, the upper echelon. If they play their cards right, you could have a really solid, scene with, again, especially Julius. I mean, he's a freak of nature.
Yeah. They both are. DIY is like, they've always been those guys. They can always put on those matches.
I think that if they want to just be a tag team, I would be perfectly okay with that.
I would be all right with that. Eventually, I would like to see Gargano get an Intercontinental run because I really think he's talented. Same thing with Ciampa. Maybe even get their back and forth over the IC title would be really nice to see.
But I mean, look at New Day. They've been attacking for fucking 15 years.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say. And then you got New Day in that bunch. And I mean, what other tag team can you truly count on like that?
The Usos.
Well, I mean, that are actually active together. Like New Day, I mean, no matter if Big E's out and may possibly be out forever.
Yeah.
The other two, and Xavier and Kofi, have always been able to deliver with somebody.
That's a good question to pose. I don't know who other... They need to rebuild the tag team division, like make it super, super solid. But yeah, other than them, like there aren't many tag teams you can rely on like the New Day. So you're right about that. All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you for listening. If you made it all the way through, make sure that you, like I said at the top of the show, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you enjoy what we do, you can follow us on most social medias. We're talking Facebook and Twitter, YouTube, of course, if you're watching it on here. What's the other one? Instagram.
Yeah.
TikTok
for sure.
We broke 10,000 views on an older Damian Priest TikTok.
Is that bisexual Undertaker?
Yeah. I that's not what I said exactly, but I'm just in awe that I don't think I coined the term, but I want to say that I was a very early user of the idea that
the gif of him like getting ready to get jumped, he's like tossing back his hair was definitely a point. Was definitely a point of like people being like,
I mean, I know Priest fucks, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to speculate, but
shit, yeah.
Maybe he's a home wrecker. Maybe not. I know that him and Riddle maybe.
Let's just say God wasn't the only one who turned his back on Miro. Oh man!
But Lana and Priest have been hanging out a lot, so I'm just gonna take that and then just put it out there, and then you can think whatever you want about that. Priest, I mean, he's got something, man.
Also, congratulations to Big E and Keith Lee on like having two of the most beautiful women on the earth, and their sisters. Nice.
I can't believe that. I mean, they have a type. I just want to say.
Good. I'm so proud of you guys. Like, Keith Lee, come back home, man. Come back home.
Yeah, the sisters, or maybe the sisters have a type for sure. Yeah. They only like one specific man.
Yeah, they do. big meaty men slapping meat.
The only man, I truly wish Biggie the best. I think it sucks if we never get him back, but
True.
I think that if he wants to be involved, being like a commentator or even being a manager, I think he's really good on the mic. Yeah. But I don't know how involved he wants to be, but I think it would be cool to have him just.
It might be
around.
one of those things where being around, it's like an itch.
I think that was the issue with like Bryan Danielson.
Yeah,
he was around. He was the GM, and that was what was like. Oh fuck! Like I.
No, that's why Taker's been away from it for so long, because he still feels the itch, and then he said he got closure, and now The Rock's like, oh, we'll see you again. So now The Rock's trying to cook up something with Taker.
I think Taker will unretire at least one more time.
Yeah, I mean, some guy with a super kick did it one time, supposedly. AI did it once.
No. Shawn Michaels retired WrestleMania 26 in 2010. He never had any other matches.
No, there was no bald guy in Saudi Arabia.
There was no DX versus Brothers of Destruction match. Never happened. I don't know why people keep sharing like this like imaginary like WWE 2K match.
I was going to say, 2K's got those great graphics.
Yeah. I've never seen that match. So, I do remember Shawn Michaels retiring though. I watched that.
Yeah, I cried. Couple times.
I remember him losing to Taker. And after that, I don't think much happened.
No.
Anyway, thank you for listening. Do you want to sign us off with?
You know what? Let's do it for my boy, grown ass baby 26, Brennan, the co-host who normally is here, the starting QB of this place. Let's make sure you guys do everything he said to pump this place up. Get on the Midwest Midcard train. Let's get all these views. Let's join in. Don't forget to live, laugh, love, and wrestle, and enjoy this beautiful entertainment.
Bye.